Hello, everyone. Very good morning and good evening. Welcome to our Sastrageek Step Up Circles. Today, we are going to cover the SAP TM overview topic with Rohan. Rohan would be the key speaker for the today's topic. Now, the today's session is on the SAP Transport Management, SAP TM, right? And we will be doing this training on SAP S4 HANA 2023 system. The TM training, embedded TM training will be going, we are going to start post Diwali. My support team will let you know the exact timing on when this course will happen. So on transport management, we are going to deliver this training, right? And today we will try to understand the overview of TM. Overview, that what is the overview and the process of the TM. Okay, what are the process steps are there? That we are going to do it. Before I introduce Rohan, who will be conducting the session, just to let you know that SAP Transport Management is getting a huge demand in the market in last few years, right? Even though SAP TM is not the flagship runner. Okay, the flagship runner is OTM, Oracle Transport Management, then we have a Blue Yonder. But still beyond these things coming into the market, I personally involved into the few projects where OTM is there, where Blue Yonder is there, and still SAP TM is required. So SAP TM works in combination with the another TM systems. That are the scenarios are appearing, and it is increasingly appearing it after the embedded after the embedded TM came into the picture, right? That has increased the demand of the transport management. Now, what is going to happen and how the scenario is going to shift? A lot of people would be here who would be from the different modules and who would be there from the ST modules. Just to know our audience better, I always ask, can you quickly put your module name in the chat, that which module you belong from? Quickly over the chat, which module you belong from? Okay, SD, MM, PP, FICO, SD, PP, MM, different module people are there, right? So I will also let you know that who are the people who would be able to do the SAP TM, right? That little bit of focus light I would be putting it at the at the end once Rohan's completes it, and I would also be covering, if you are joining SAP Sastrageek TM trainings, what kind of things you would be getting it as a bundle. We are working on to the multiple things, what things you will get it at that you would be getting it. But what I was talking about the modules, earlier SD consultant is there, right? SD consultant is known to have, okay, SD hai, then LE he must be knowing, SD plus LE. Logistic execution comes free with the SD, right? Now that is the scenario which will change. Now, LE was still little easy, right? The screens were same, the architecture was same, but when it comes to TM, the screens are different and the architecture is also completely different. Take my words that it would be taken down the line 5 to 7 years. It would be taken if any SD consultant is coming, he should also know TM. TM तो इसको आता ही होगा. That's the scenario is going to happen in future. So that it becomes very important that the SD consultant also need to learn TM, because earlier LE was there and LE is going to replace by the TM in future, right? So that is the scenario which is going to change. Because of that scenario, even companies are not adopting. And by the way, I'm doing another session. I'm not sure whether we'll be doing a session next Sunday, but we have planned, I am going to invite it, it would be kind of a podcast where I am inviting somebody very experienced into the transport management. He worked on SAP TM, Blue Yonder, OTM, multiple different products he has worked on 15 years. And we would be discussing that out of this emerging tool, where does the SAP TM stands and where this full industry is going on and where people need to put the focus to milk that industry as a consultant. So I would be doing that session. I'm not committing that whether that podcast would be live. I need to check with that guy. If he agrees, we'll be doing a live podcast next Sunday, same time. If he does not agree, then we would be recording that podcast, and then we'll be sharing it to our students through the YouTube to discuss about where the full industry is going on, right? So take my words, there's a huge amount of opportunities are there in the TM, but TM is little complex module. It is not that easy to understand. You need to put a lot of efforts, and after efforts also, when you go into the jobs there also, you need to put a lot of efforts, because every industry, every project would be different, right? So yes, it brings a lot of opportunity, but it will also ask a lot of effort from your side to put it in. So by saying that, we'll start our overview to SAP TM, and let me quickly introduce our trainer and the speaker for today, Mr. Rohan Jain. And just to introduce Rohan, me and Rohan are in touch for quite some time. And overall, Rohan is having around 13 plus years of experience in SAP TM. Okay, and he is into the SAP TM training for more than 8 years. From 8 plus years, he's doing the trainings in SAP TM. You might be knowing his name around the training part of it, as he's providing the training. He has completed 100 plus corporate trainings. He has impacted 2000 plus consultants, where basically he has helped them to upskill or learn SAP TM. So he has a passion to share the knowledge. Okay, and after seeing this passion, we are conducting, and we are also changing a little bit our mode of training in the TM this time. Earlier, we were having 3, 4 consultant who was giving the TM training. Now we want Rohan to give the full training from start till end.
Thank you, Parminder. So, hello all. Good to spend some time in learning, most likely over the weekend, and that is a very good thing, I would say. And thank you for finding some time and joining the session. And as part of our today's session, we are going to go and understand about the very basics, or I would say what TM is and how TM basically functions. And as Parminder said, like most likely we have a very good market out there from SAP TM's perspective. So definitely let's see and talk about what it is and what it offers. Now, to talk about the basic core process. Now, coming down to when you talk about the basic core process of TM, your basic fundamental starts from setting up the master data and the relevant set of first time, one time data. Now, what does that mean? Most likely when you talk about the one-time data, just like any other SAP system is needed, you also need one-time setup or one-time master data over here in TM also. Now, when you talk about the one-time data, what does this constitute? This constitute a lot many different factors. Like this could be like generic master data, I would say, which are something you must have your org structure, you must have your business partners, you must have your very basic elemental data like resources, you must have your charge management stuff. But most likely when you talk about these are one-time setup, and most of the places where you will getting into, it will always be there. So you don't have to worry from that much level of information. But yes, if you're placed somewhere into the master data team, you are into a core segment, or maybe you will be resolving tickets related to master data, you should definitely know the entire master data that we're going to talk about. So as part of your overall TM process, this plays a very basic and fundamental role, and I would say it forms a bedrock foundation and assist all the 4 recursive processes that we are going to talk about. So this basically is going to be one of your basic fundamental core aspect. Now, once you're done with this setting up of your master data, the next set of aspect comes into the 4 recursive processes. Now, what are these 4 recursive processes? I'll start with one of the recursive process, which is called as order management. Now, there are 2 ways of generating an order. Okay. Now, before I talk about what is an order management and how it works, most likely I should tell you what all are the different cases that are there. Whenever you'll be working into TM, your entire TM functionality, most likely once we'll even get into the session, I'll talk about more why we get into these 2 functionalities only, or why do we get into these 2 cases only. There are 2 broad cases. That is shipper scenario and logistics service provider scenario. Now what it is and what we are going to talk about it. Shipper scenario is basically a scenario. Let me take a very brief example to understand and let you know. Whenever a manufacturer, okay, is taking care of your transportation, because transportation is something which is taken care by everyone. Everybody wants it, even if it is a manufacturer, non-manufacturer, distributor, even a transportation partner, anybody, everybody, whosoever is actually into the transportation business or non-transportation business, they need transportation. Specifically, when you talk about the shipper scenario where your SD side of thing is also involved, is your shipper scenario case. Now, talking about specifically, whenever manufacturer tries to take care of the transportation on its own, it is basically called as the shipper scenario. So this TM basically is installed along with your ECC and other XYZ systems that he is having. This is installed at the manufacturer, and he is actually trying to find out the carrier for his movement. Okay. Another option comes is what an LSP scenario is. Now, first of all, let me give a very brief idea. LSP scenario is basically a scenario. I'll talk about it in much more detail once we are there in the session, that what these are, what it is. And just to give you a brief right now, there are two options with anybody. Either you take care of your own transportation, okay, you find out the carrier, you manage your transportation, or what you do is you outsource it, right? Just like, as for example, you are working in some of the IT service company, maybe they are being receiving the projects from some US, UK based customers, and they are being outsourced. So there are two options with those companies as well. Either they install IT team at their own end, or they outsource it to some TCS or Infosys or any MNCs out there. Similarly, for anybody, any person who would like to go with that, he has two options. Either he manages or he hire one LSP. LSP is what? He is basically an intermediary partner, which can help you in doing the transportation. And most likely, these are some of the companies which might have even heard about, like DHL, FedEx, UPS, Blue Dart. All these are different kind of LSP companies. LSP is logistics service provider, which actually helps you in providing the logistics support and services. So every company has two aspects. Now, either you directly get in touch. If you have your bandwidth, you have your resources, you have enough money to have your IT or transportation installed at your own end, well and good. If not, you feel that it should be outsourced to somebody who is expert in doing that part, you can do that. And that is how your orders get generated. Now, coming back to my slide, these orders get generated with either of the way, either via EDI or ERP, or via manual way. Via manual way means I am getting into the TM system. In either of the cases, I am creating my own orders and I am processing those. Second way is either I do have my own ERP or ECC system from where these orders are coming into my TM system, or via certain EDI or XMLs or third-party interfaces, it will it is leading to generate an order in the TM system. Either of the ways, my objective is to generate an order in my TM system. Okay. Now, these actually help you in generating your order. Okay. So any other ways, very basic elemental details, just like you might have created or generated your sales orders or purchase orders, and probably based upon those information, your data gets transmitted into TM system. That could be your regular ERP way of moving the information from ERP to TM system. There could be some XYZ system from where, like maybe Oracle system, Salesforce system. It could be any other manufacturer system, but maybe like I have DHL at DHL or FedEx, they are using TM system. So maybe how do I communicate? How do I transmit the information? So maybe like I do have my EDI files or EDI integrations will be there, or PIs will be there. Different various mechanisms are there where your data will be transformed into your TM side. But either of the ways, the basic elemental root cause is the data should be transformed into TM system as an order. Now, once an order is received, Ideally, that order is moved further for the planning purpose. Now, again, you can see it from either of the perspective. Okay, so this entire TM process is not something specific for either a shipper or an LSP, but I would say it is more focused from an overall solution that you're providing. So most likely these processes can be much more customized and delivered specifically based upon your business, but your overall momentum or overall flow will remain same. Okay. Now, once your order gets created in your TM system, these orders definitely has to be planned. Now, when you talk about the planning part of it, what do I do in the planning? Let's take a very simple example. I have manufacturer. Let's suppose take a very simple example. I'll take example of Tata Steel. Maybe like he's a steel manufacturer, and suppose they are manufacturing steel and they want to move some consignment of theirs from Delhi to Mumbai with suppose 5 tons of steels are there. So maybe they want to move some 5 tons of steel from Delhi to Mumbai, so and so weight and volume, blah blah details, which is already captured in my order, which is generated over here. Now these has to be planned. So it will be taken care my planning team. Okay. Now my planning team will analyze that, okay, this is an order which has to go from Delhi to Mumbai with 5 tons of steel. So how do I plan it? Now planning means Delhi to Mumbai, I can go via air, I can go via road, I can go via rail. I have various ways, various timelines, various carriers, various mechanisms, I would say. And that is where I would be finalizing what could be my way of moving my goods. I would be picking up which could be the best mode, how I would be going. So suppose my planning team churn out entire set of information and all the pros and cons, all these, because these will be in line with the customer's lookout. Like if my customer says, okay, I need to get it done probably by tomorrow itself, I would be looking for the time as a priority and accordingly I'll plan my things. If my customer says, okay, like, okay, you are okay to go with the standard process, there's no urgency, there's nothing, maybe you can have your cost as a parameter. Maybe I'm okay with the cheapest cost. There could be a certain case where when you talk about the planning, there could be some third party criteria. Like for example, I want a reliable carrier. I don't want to go with anybody carrier, but maybe I have heard about ABC guy. He's good with the delivery. If he says 2 days, it gets delivered in 2 days. So ideally, my planning team will be responding based upon the kind of feedbacks and the inputs that I'll be receiving from my relevant manufacturer like Tata Steel over here, for example. So if they say my time is very urgent, you have to deliver by today or tomorrow itself, I'll plan it accordingly. So my planning team will be churning down with the set of data like what is the criteria, what the customer is expecting, and based upon that, my planning will be done. So I would be finalizing based upon that. So if my planner says, okay, uh, Delhi to Mumbai, there's no urgency, so air can be ruled out, no problem. I can go via truck, could be one of the very simplest way, and via road could be very easy way, because maybe for train I'll have to at least book 1 or 2 days prior. Truck guy, I already have it. I have plenty of truck people right now, so I can immediately book a truck. That's a very simple way, and maybe it will be delivered in next 2 to 3 days. That is standard thing. So I churn down with the entire information which is giving to me, and I chalk out the entire layout of the program that I am going from Delhi to Mumbai with so and so set of information, and that is how my plan looks like. Now, once my plan is finalized, I will be moving further with the execution process. Now, what do you mean by the execution process? When I go with my execution process, I would be proceeding further with the planning team's referential data. Now, whatever the data that planning team has created or referred, I will be only be referring that respective planned chalk out data. Now my planning team says, okay, it has to be via road and via truck you have to go. So when it will be passed on to the execution team, they would be referring, okay, so it has to be this only. Now, how would I would be going? Because they have come back with this answer that you have to go via truck. Now, which truck? How would I find out the best truck? Do I go with the local truck or do I go with a recognized truck? Do I go with the regional truck or somebody whom I already know that he's already in touch with me, have delivered 15 orders? Maybe let me target him. So ultimately, my major point of discussion would be I have to go via truck, but how do I select my truck? And ultimately, that is where your carrier selection will come into picture, where the execution team is going to finalize and come down with the final output, like whom should I final, and to recognize and to finalize the carrier, I would be going with various mechanisms. Like I do have a manual carrier selection. It could be via some carrier selection. It could be some tendering process. And this is the exact phase where your entire TM is going to respond and going to interact with various integrated systems stacked to it. It could be your event management, it could be GTS, it could be GIS, it could be EWM, because this is the real-time movement which is going to be happening. And based upon that, it is going to look out for your future inputs. And that is the real movement which is going to take care by this particular team, which actually takes care of the movement at the ground level with various carriers, integrating and collaborating with all these carriers, and actually finalizing based upon the chalk out plan of your planning team. If planning team says the regular movement of a truck goes with 5 days with 8 hours of journey with the average speed of so and so, you already have those parameters set. And that would give you a idealistic timeline. Just like even before, suppose you have made an Amazon order, they gave you some estimated timeline that probably by next 2-3 days, you get it delivered. Now, even before executing or sending that product itself, how do they make out that estimation? Okay. It is because of that planning team only, which is already being doing that part of job for the long time. And that is what the planning team's job is, to chalk out the entire program. And that is the same thing execution team follows. If a product has to get delivered probably by so and so date, at some point, they make sure that they have that entire set of network to be laid down accordingly and things get it delivered. And that is how you get delivered. If you says to be delivered at 28, so probably tomorrow you'll get that product. And that takes care with multiple association and integration that your TM will be working along with. So we're going to talk about definitely some of the integration touch points, as well as in when we get into the subject, we'll talk about once you are there in the session, we'll talk about various aspects to be taken care. Now, ultimate aim is you actually go and execute this order. And this is an order where you'll be getting into multiple freight orders and booking that you are going to talk about once we get into the subject, what these freight orders are, what these freight bookings are, how do you plan it, what's the purpose of planning, what these terms are actually meant for. Okay. But ultimate aim of this entire process is to get it deliver your goods from Delhi to Mumbai. Now, the moment it gets delivered to Mumbai, your job basically gets completed. And when your job gets completed, most likely this particular job that you get it will be completed from the perspective of execution. And there comes the fourth pillar or the process, I would say, which is called as settlement process. Now, when you talk about the settlement process, it is a kind of process where you're going to settle the amount or the prices for which you have hired your relevant carriers or the relevant businesses. Now, generally, there are two kinds of settlements which will come into picture. Now, in most of the cases, people are only relevantly made aware that there is only one kind of settlement, which is called as carrier settlement. There is also something called as customer settlement. Now, where does that come from? Usually, whosoever is having TM, okay, so as a TM consultant, you'll have to wear the hat of a TM guy, and wherever the TM is installed, you'll have to see from that perspective. And that perspective can be seen whenever you have it. Now, when you talk about a manufacturer is interacting to a carrier, he hired a carrier, the carrier executed that job. Now you have to settle that carrier as well in terms of payment. And that is where your TM system will be raising some sort of payment which will be paid to the carrier. That payment is basically referred as carrier payment, which we will get into the system. We'll see what it will be referred as in TM system, what settlement document it will be referred as. Now that is what is called as a carrier payment. Now same payment happens over here also. But in an LSP scenario, there will be two kind of settlement that will come into picture. Which one? The one which this guy will be making to the carrier. Another which this guy will be raising back to your manufacturer, that's stating that, okay, I've completed your job. This is what you have been pending with. That payment is basically referred as customer based payment, which will be called as different kind of settlements called as forwarding settlement, that will talk about what it is. And this carrier payment is basically referred as your freight settlement document. However, what it is, how it is created, we'll talk about that. But eventually, to let you know, these are the kind of settlements which are actually generated in your TM system, because you know what all transportation charges you need to bill your relevant customer to. And relevant to that, you will be charging them and posting them into your finance side. Now, it could be your ECC who could do that part of financing part. It could be actually an SAP FI or any finance system which is integrated to your TM system. Ideally, your settlements will be going to the finance systems, and those will be settled. So if I talk about from a financing terminology, this will be your account payable, like the one which you will be paying to the carrier is an account payable, and the one which you see over here where you are expecting an amount from the customer is your account receivable. So AP, AR, GL, all these are the various finance based accounting terms that will come up as part of different process. In the finance side, your finance will take care of that part. So your basic elemental recursive processes, I would say these all four are the recursive processes which definitely goes on from order management to the settlement. Now, that is something which ideally happens. Now, there could be another case. Now, for example, I was talking about movement which is happening from Delhi to Mumbai, more of a domestic kind of a case. There could be a case where you would have an international movement, right? So if you have such kind of a case, then what to do? The similar case happens over here as well, and TM definitely can take care. How does that happen? Same process which you see over here, same process will come into picture, but however, over here, there'll be one more additional stuff which will be coming into picture. What is this booking concept? This booking concept usually comes into the picture when you have some air or ocean orders coming into picture. For now, right now, example, if I give it to you, I need to go from Mumbai to Melbourne. Very simple, basic understanding. So definitely every time you do not get your domestic cases, you can get an international based case. Now, if such movement happens, then what you would do? Definitely whenever such kind of order comes to you, it moves to the planning team. Planning team would analyze, okay, I'll have to at some point of time go either via rail, even if you suppose come down from Pune to Mumbai, Now, at least after from Mumbai, you'll have to go to Melbourne. Either ocean or air could be the only resort that you have. You don't have many much more options over there. Now, why do you call that part as a booking concept? Why don't you call it again as an order concept over here? It is just because of the simple reason that you have plenty amount of carriers which are available in your rail or road kind of case. If I back out by uh, one of my truck, I can go and find out another one. I have local carriers, I have regional truckers, I have national truckers, I have international truckers. Okay, and that too with of various shapes and sizes. Maybe I can have plenty amount like small truck, medium truck, large truck. I can have a number of trucks as and when I require, because you have plenty amount of those. I don't need to specifically go and book those relevant carriers. Whereas we have very limited amount of people who are operating in the segment of air and ocean as a carrier. So if you might have heard about Maersk or Hapag-Lloyd, or if you talk about New York liners, Evergreen, all these are different ocean liners which are available, and these are having limited spaces where they operate. I cannot expect every ship to be, roaming around the globe. Every company have their own vicinity where they operate in. Maybe one ocean company is very operative in Southeast Asia, another one is operative in North America region, Atlantic region. Maybe one company is very operative in a European region. So I may have to find the time, and I probably have to book it the moment I get that respective order. And that is again the job of my planning team only to take care part. And since I take care of that part as part of my booking, my execution team will make sure that it gets carried over and can get addressed just what my planning team has done. Okay. So that is how you would be proceeding further. And in most of the process, I would say these four processes are the very recursive process. Recursive means at any point of time, either of the case that you talk about, these processes will definitely come into picture. So either you talk about from an order management, planning, execution, sometimes it is also called a subcontracting process, and the settlement. So these four processes are the recursive processes, which generally you go further with and you proceed ahead in your transportation. Now, how these processes gets implemented in your various cases, that is we are going to talk about and study as and when you are going to enroll in the session. Once you are there, let's meet up and let's catch up on that part. Now, that was surely about what you were trying to take you through. And most likely as part of our curriculum, you would be, I would say Paminda would be explaining you much better on that part, but maybe just to help you with the curriculum, you would be able to get some access where you'll be getting the complete teachable documents entirely from this place. You'll have the complete aspect of this curriculum that you'll be getting into. And to talk about the curriculum, if you get into the curriculum part, you would be able to get that. And that curriculum would somewhere takes care of each and every aspect that we're going to talk about. So I'm going to initial couple of sessions that will be more of a theoretical session, which I'll be taking you through what these different details and subjects are, what we are going through with, what is the perspective, what TM is, how TM will be evolved, what is different, what are different kind of cases that we're going to talk about. Definitely then getting into different kind of objects, like talking about what these master datas are, different kind of data that we are going to talk about, just like we spoke about the same thing under the first segment that we spoke about over here, that first time, one time setup that we're going to talk about, which is a one time thing only. So definitely we're going to speak about all these things. We are going to talk about these spaces. And most likely, we are then going to get into an overall aspect that we are going to discuss about, which will be divided and bifurcated in each and every other aspect over here. That what is the part of order management? What do we have? What is an order based, forwarding based, LSP based, ECC based? orders are there, transportation planning, what is a freight unit, what do you define and say as a freight unit, what is the perspective of each and every document, planning, optimization, execution part. That is what where we spoke about, like how it happens. Most likely you have lot many different things that comes into picture, because this is the same place where your actual integration or talking of your TM system happens to your multiple systems out there. So this particular curriculum you'll be able to find out all together in your portal. That will be as simple. You can go through, you can have a look, you can have a navigation. Okay, that will be helpful at your end. So most likely, I would say uh, this entire duration, I think you would be getting into, and most likely based upon the responses that you get into, we would like definitely enroll you and proceed with you, I would say. So I would say that is all from my end to talk about. Maybe I would like to hand over the segment to Parminder and his team to take it further and take the session ahead.
Yeah, Abhinandan is asking if you can little bit also explain about your TM experience, what kind of TM projects you have handled. That would help to understand people what kind of exposure they will get.
And that's good. So, Abhinandan, just to let you know, maybe I have been into TM, I would say, since last more than one and a half decades. I've broadly seen lot many different kind of variations in the TM subject altogether. I would say even during the projects as well. So I have close to around 13 plus years experience into TM altogether. I have seen TM growing from TM 9.0. I would say TM 9.0, then it groomed up till what you have right now as an independent TM 9.6, as well as what you have it in S4 HANA right now, embedded TM. I have been into lot many implementations, rollouts, migration, support, upgrade projects related to TM. I would say I've been into pre-sales team as well, worked upon as part of logistics SME. I have spoken with lot many business people with respect to how do you groom and come down with, most likely people have something with respect to their background of upgrading from LE to TM or TM to somebody else, like some different systems. So most likely you'll have such kind of details. So you would get to understand more and more once you get there, I would say. That is how my background is. And I started into TM, I would say, directly. There was no prerequisite module that I was there into. And most of the people have similar understanding that, okay, you need to have some prior knowledge. If you have some prior SAP knowledge, definitely that is as an add-on, you can definitely go into. But I didn't have any, so I directly jumped into TM. So probably that was my only resort, and I am continuing up till now. So that is up till.
Thank you, Rohan. And then Girish has a question, Parminder, there any deviation in 2022 recording from the current one going on? So Girish, the 2022 recordings, which has been earlier there, it has been done by the multiple different trainers. Rohan session would be coming it up for first time. So the major difference would be that these sessions would be conducted by Rohan and the earlier recordings is available from the different trainer. That would be the major difference. Dinesh Babu is asking, do we cover EWM TM integration? In our
Yeah.
curriculum, we don't have this, right? EWM TM integration.
Yeah, so most of the times I have heard about such integration. I would say we will not only cover EWM's perspective, I would say every other integration that comes as part of your TM bucket or TM zone, that would be covered. EWM definitely from the TM's perspective, I'll be taking it through. But if you're expecting to be taken care from the EWM side, definitely I cannot have that. But whatsoever comes within the box of TM, I would say I would be taking up. I would say EWM comes into that bucket. I would say only minor configurations are there, but I would still help you with that, like event management, EWM, GTS, GIS, a lot many other. integrations are there, like ECC integration is there. So very basic elemental integration touch points are there in your TM system as well, which needs to be configured relevantly from other systems as well. But yes, within TM box, I would be taking care. The relevant partners, definitely the relevant consultants will take care. So I'll help you with letting you know that segment only. I would say that would address your query as well.
Thank you, Rohan. Rohan, have you gone through the TM curriculum? Sorry, I was away for
Yes,
in between. We have
yes,
gone through.
I have taken them through. I have taken them
Okay,
through.
that's good. That's good. Akshay is asking, how can I join the live session? You can join the live sessions, Akshay. You can enroll for the course and then you would be able to join the live sessions. The link has been given. Would you cover ASR? S. Kumar is asking whether we will be covering ASR.
Yes, advanced shipping and receiving is an additional topic, I would say, which is recently introduced, I would say, a couple of years back by SAP. And eventually, there is no practical example to talk about that you would be able to see in practical world. And even if you get into learning hub access as well, which SAP officially provides, it would be there a content of 2 to 3 pages only, which is relating to ASR, which is a future expectation that they're having with TM. So I would not say, even if I would cover, that would be a practical coverage. It could be a theoretical coverage. It could be a coverage which would be on what is probably there in your LH as well, learning a license which you get it from SAP. So there will be no practical application which any industry has implemented, or maybe they are trying to implement, but no practical results are there. So I would say uh, getting into that would not be a fruitful time right now, until unless you have a proven result or a theoretical concept which you can eventually go and read at the learning hub specifically, because for that you don't even find it out over the net as well.
Yeah,
So
so
better go over there.
now you when you described, Rohan, that is advanced shipping and receiving. So earlier also we have received these kind of requests from the participants, and we
Hmm.
have in one of the batch we have created, again not detailed, very basic, around 30 minutes of video we have for ASR, that we will get it added into the dynamic videos if it is not there. Bhupinder, please make a note of it. And I will cover once the question answer has been done. I will cover that what all things you will get it from this training. So once you subscribe from the bundle, apart from the live training session, you have a dynamic content from the Sastrageek, where basically a lot of different things also might be there. So there in one of the session, there is some explanation is there for advanced shipping and receiving in one of batch we have done. So we can provide that video so that you can have understanding of it. As of now, what we are committing is somewhere around 35 to 40 hours of instructor-led training, but our dynamic videos might be more, might be around 60 hours. So there would be some additional topics which is not very important or which will not be there in every project. Those kind of topics you need to go through the video recordings that we'll be sharing with you. Okay, so that is one video I remember we have, and we can get it shared. Thank you, Rohan, for that. Sumant has the next question. Are we covering career collaboration portal process? I don't think we are covering, but Rohan, you are the best to answer.
Yes, I would say yes, I'll be taking care of that, but most likely just to let you know, Saman, that career collaboration portal is not an actual part of TM. Okay, so it is an additionally licensing portal which you get it from SAP and you integrate it with TM, and it is the carrier based application where carrier operate. If you might have noticed when I was talking about some in the notepad, and I mentioned that probably I'll be talking to the carrier. So carriers basically also have their own portal onto which they work upon, and that is where this application portal is there. So I would be introducing you with my real time real life practical example. That would be an add-on that I would be adding, which is apart from what you see in your TM. As I say, it is not a part of TM, so you need to procure the license separately, buy separately from TM, and integrate it with your TM system if you want to operate along with that. But yes, I'll be covering as part of what collaboration portal is, so that you get an overall visibility on what is happening at an bird's eye view, basically.
Thank you, Rohan. We have a question from Shirish. Is there session on MM module in future? So MM module, we do the sessions. So right now, the training is also going on, but we'll notify you in future if we are covering the overview of MM in the step-up circles. We'll let you know that if it comes in future. Otherwise, you can also go through our YouTube channel. There are many MM related topics we have posted there also. Raghvendra has a question. In addition to GTS, EWM, how many more modules, SAP modules is TM
Yeah.
integrated with?
So that I
So
have addressed. Yeah.
you have already addressed SD is integrated, MM is integrated, indirect
Yeah.
ISU is integrated. TM question has been answered. Harish has a question.
Yeah.
What criteria defines the sales order or STO are to be planned in SAP TMS? So Harish, that depends on the logistics integration. So there are few steps, logistics profile integration, and the few integration parts are there by which we define that which SO and STO would be planned in TM, and Rohan would be covering in the detailed session when we'll be jumping ahead. So Rohan, I will quickly answer which I can quickly, and I will pass it off to you
No problem.
where I don't have any expertise. Raghav is asking how would be helpful for MM consultant if we add TM. So I will park this question I have in front of screen. Who should learn SAP TM? I would cover in that, Raghav. So just
Okay.
be parked. Will you cover TM BOPF objects? Rohan, can you take this up?
Now, this BOPF is a technical architecture of TM, which is most likely taken care most prominently by the TM technical training. Generally, if you go with, if you are into an ABAP segment, and if you are highly or likely to become a techno functional kind of a person, you want to get into the detailing of your technical architecture, you would get into that area. Most likely in our training, it will be more of a functional training. So I would not say that it would be taken care or addressed. But at a broader level, I will definitely take you to that particular window where BOPF architecture is being defined and what it is. But it will be just a hand holding part. I would not be taking into the deeper aspect of the technical area at any point. Okay, but just a hand holding part, I'll take you through everywhere. In case if you are interested probably to get into yourself into a architect level role, in that case a techno functional person is definitely needed. In such cases I would recommend definitely you should go for a TM technical training. Specifically there you will be getting to understand this BOPF in a much more deeper detail. Okay.
Thank you, Rohan. One of the question I have answered in the chat, and then another question is how does the practice happen? Who will help when we get errors? So, Sampath, we are having this Telegram group. In Telegram group, we have a lot of students. The earlier students are also there. So you need to go there and put your questions in the Telegram groups, and from there, existing students can help. We have some another code trainers also. They can also help you out, but the response time is 72 hours. There you can get help, or you can come into the next session, the next live session, and you can get it checked with the trainer. That's how, if you get stuck, we have a two things, Telegram or the next live session. S. Kumar is asking, what kind of system do you have, S4HANA TM or decentralized TM system? We'll be giving you access to S4HANA TM 2023 system. That system access would be given to you. Girish has a follow-up question. Can you please help me out that the topics covered? Yes, more or less the topics covered are same, Girish. Satish is asking, I'm new to SAP. Do I have any prerequisite learning in TM and EWM? Satish, I will answer this question in this. Who should learn SAP TM? Just hold on. Okay, Girish question has been answered. AA Roshan is asking, will it be a public cloud? Also, will you cover the container planning and the optimization and also container route management? It is not public cloud, it is on-premise software. So as for HANA 2023, we are training you. Maybe Rohan, you can cover that. Will container planning and the optimizer also container route management are we covering?
Moreover, we will be going through, I don't know specifically if you are pointing towards the same thing that I'm thinking about. It is more from an ocean scenario perspective, but moreover, yes, that will be addressed. But if you have some different understanding, definitely you can let me know. Maybe I can try to take it up most likely once we are there in the session, I would say.
Okay. Shekhar is asking, is settlement management is a part of module, how it integrated with TM? Settlement management is a separate module, but the settlement is covered. So settlement management is a condition contracts we created. So Rohan, do we have any integration with the condition contracts which we cover in the which we create in the settlement
Uh,
management module?
no, a settlement
No,
is
right?
basically the part of TM only, so you do not specifically go and integrate it with TM. These all are the processes, I would say. I would not say it is even a separate module to talk about and integrate separately. It is a part of the process where how your TM functions. So what we spoke about. Over and
That's right.
above that, you integrate your TM's process with your different finance system. Now, I would say that could be an integration that could be considered
Yeah,
towards
so
them.
settlement management, we have a separate sub-module which is a part of finance. Now the rebates are handled in the settlement management through the condition contract. That's I found earlier also people confuse a lot between TM settlement and settlement management. So settlement management is part of the TM, but settlement management, which is a separate module, which we where we create the condition contracts, that is not directly linked. That's what Rohan has mentioned. Okay, and Suvendu question has been answered by Bhupender. Siam question has been also answered. Then I have question from Rajesh Loya. Difference in yard logistics BN4 GTT related to TM. Rohan, would you like to throw light on this?
Yeah,
Rajesh question.
these all are different modules, I would say, which is we these all are different SAP modules, I would say. Uh, these are not related anywhere to TM. Just like you have your ECC, you have your TM, you have your EWM. In the same way, you have YL, BN4L, and GTT modules as well. So how these can be integrated, that could be a different way of operation than how they can influence, but they're nowhere related to TM. So these are separate modules altogether.
Sure, thank you. Chaitanya said that I see some deviation from Rohan's course content to the official link provided by you. So Chaitanya, as what Rohan has shown, that would be the course content which would be covered during the instructor-led training session. That is the 40 hours of instructor-led training we are committing it. Beyond that, somebody was asking about ASR, right? Beyond that, we have some additional topics also, which we provide, which is part of our dynamic course content, which you need to go through the recorded videos. Okay, but if you're looking at what would be covered into the VILT session, virtual instructor-led training session, that is what. Beyond that, now I would be jumping into, I will show you, we are covering so many things because the TM is so vast module. I can also do a 400 hours of training also, but that nobody would be able to digest, right? So we are adding a lot. There are so many things we are added it in our content, which even the does not mention in the course curriculum. Also, I will show you. We give a lot of things from the blogs, from a lot of documentation we are creating with SAP screenshots. So I will quickly show you what all things you get it. But you're right, what Rohan shows, that is a part of the VILT sessions, virtual instructor-led training sessions. Will you cover event management and PPF? I think both has been covered, right, Rohan? Event management and
Yes.
PPF. That's
Event
fine.
management would be an additional integration probably that will be there. So I would take up the integration segment most likely. So event management is a separate module, as I said. So the integration part definitely I'll take up. And
Mhm.
the PPF definitely is the part of TM only. So that will be covered. Again, it is more from a technical perspective, which will be seen, but still I'll touch base on that area.
Sure. S. Kumar is asking, one session over, is it possible to reach out to one-on-one clarification possible with Rohan project-related queries? So, as Kumar, once the session is there, at the end of the session, we give it around 15 minutes of time to answer your queries, but we would not be able to answer your project related questions, right? Because to understand the project related scenarios, to respond, you are also a working consultant, you know that it takes a lot of time. We have a separate service for that we call on job support. So, you let us know that what kind of support you required on the project, will identify that who is the best person who can support you, and that is separately charged hourly basis, right? These all are experienced consultant working into the projects. So their time is of utmost important and with value, the same time value which you have for your time. You are working for your company, you're charging them, right? The same way, these are also all the trainers are working for the companies, right? And whenever they do the freelancing work, they charge on the hourly basis. So don't expect that the project related questions, sometimes people bring it out during the sessions. These are not, because project related questions, you understand the solution architecting for one topic can go for 3 to 4 hours also, the basic discussion, and bringing into a decent solution can take couple of days. And then we don't have access to your system. We don't understand what kind of enhancement or what kind of solution has been built. So project related questions, we don't answer it during the training. But if you are specifically struggling in your project, we have a on-job support kind of thing, which we don't prefer to give it. But if somebody require, we can give it. But that is on demand basis. You will let us know what kind of queries you have. We'll bring the consultant and would be charged on the hourly basis. Venkat is asking, ocean, rail, and air scenarios will be covered. Ocean, I know. Rail and air also we are covering, Rohan.
Yeah, we can cover that part. It's a minor deviation, but I can take care of that, so not a problem.
Okay, that's good. Okay, Satish is new to SAP, so I will answer that question. Then I have a question from Osama. We would like to have one dedicated practical session, not theory, on the carrier collaboration and tendering, how the carrier is selected from the third-party system, the PPF output and EDI settings where to and pro communication could happen with the carrier. Uh, Rohan, would you be able to throw some light on the Osama's question?
Now, this actually requires a pure project-based system or real-time system to address this part. Now, when you talk about the carrier collaboration, as you're also aware that if you are aware, this is a independent system, which is not a TM system, I would say. Now, that system would be talking to TM probably from the tendering point of view as a part of tendering process. So ideally, what you say, probably one dedicated practical session, maybe that would not be feasible in any of the training that you would go further with, until unless you have a practical, real job system that you have on role system or the practical system that you have. So I would not say or recommend that in any of the training that if you get into, you would get that kind of visibility. But yes, at least I would be having my own real-time practical uh, information, practical data, I would say, that can help you in simulating exactly the same set of things, that how it would look like, but definitely not the practical actual XML EDI movement here and there and into that system, and then you check that out. Because as I say, so that would require your infrastructure accordingly, and you need to have a setup accordingly. You need to have an ABAP guy to do that part of EDI and basis team to take care of that. So a lot many things will come up. Tendering and collaboration portal does not go just simply on a functional note, and that too on a in a training environment, I would say. So there we have some limitations, I would say.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for answering this. Siam has a question, not sure if this is relevant currently. As someone starting in TM, how much compensation one can expect on an average basis? That totally depends on what you are currently earning. Okay, and after the training, how much of experience you can show. It will totally depend on that. What is your current earning? Chaitanya is asking, I'm also looking for EWM's topics like MFS, DES, LM with HR integration. Will it be covered as a part of EWM course? I don't think we are covering it in the EWM course, but you can drop a message to support@sastrageek.com. They would be able to answer it better, Chaitanya. And in as best of my knowledge, we are not covering EWM integration with HR in our EWM course. As Kumar is asking, after 40 hours of session, is it possible to connect with Rohan for any sub query? You can get it connected through the Telegram group. What kind of doubts you have through the Telegram group, you can connect. Again, should not be the project specific doubts. Anita is asking, do I need EWM knowledge before learning TM? No, you don't need. Hakeem is asking, I am SAP PM. Can I still learn TM? I would be answering in this. Who should learn SAP TM? Okay. Uh, What is the prerequisite? I will cover. A. Roshan is asking, major difference between instructor-led trainings 40 hours and recorded sessions 60 plus hours. Instructor-led trainings, when you go ahead with the bundle, you would be getting a lot of things. Just stay on. I will let you know. Rohan, just stay another 15-20 minutes. Rajesh is asking, what are the prerequisite? I'm going to cover it now. Okay, so I'm going to cover quickly two things. Who should learn SAP TM? Who are the right audience who would be able to learn SAP TM and would be able to get benefited out of SAP TM? First thing. And second thing, when you are subscribing to our bundles, what do you get? What kind of things you get when you subscribe to the bundle? That is the two quick things I would be going through it, and that would be able to answer most of your questions, remaining one. So Rohan, I leave it to you. And another thing which has been posted, if you want to subscribe now, please subscribe now. There is a Diwali 2024. That is also the discounts. We get it from our LMS on Teachable, which we are working on. So it's not like that anytime we can give any discount to anyone. So once this discount is over, if you come, ki sir, I was not able to do it that time, our hand would be cuffed, will not be able to give anything. Generally, we don't have any discounts on our courses, but during the festive season, we get it from the LMS and that we get it provided to you. So we have this discount which is going on. You purchase the course during the discount, you get the discount. After that, please don't reach out to us for any kind of discounts. Okay. So Rohan, I just leave it to you. If you want to still continue, you can continue, or if you want to drop, it's on you.
No, no, I'm there. I'm there. Don't worry.
Okay, sure, not a problem. Now the question is, a lot of people is asking, कि sir, क्या ये कर सकता हूँ? Is it for me? Right? Can I do it, or shall I do it? So that is a question we are trying to answer. Who should learn SAP TM? Who is the right person to learn SAP TM? Right? Who should go for SAP TM? SAP SD expert, I would say this will become in future as a mandatory option or most recommended. All the SAP SD consultant, I personally feel you need to switch to SAP TM because as I was speaking at the starting of the session earlier, SAP SD, people say that okay, in free the guy also know LE. SD आता है तो LE तो आता ही होगा, right? That is people, that is client just go with the thing. Shipment module, people would be knowing it, right? So SD plus LE, which goes in. PP plus QM go in. They take a PP consultant and then they expect QM, so the guy should be knowing it, right? The similar thing is going to happen in future. When you will be applying for the SG jobs because of the embedded TM, the basic shipping scenario, the shipment module is going to replaced by the SAP TM. So that is where, even though what I was telling, even though they are using for the um, optimization, they are using Oracle TM, they are using Blue Yonder TM. We have so many projects like that where those kind of TMs are required, but still the basic shipping is required on SAP TM. And SAP TM is very different from SAP SD. Totally two different technical objects. There is an integration, but it's very difficult. It is not like that that the shipment scenario, if you don't know, you went into the project and you spent 2 days of effort and then you was able to consult it. If the shipment scenario you was able to do with the 2 or 3 days of efforts, definitely the TM will minimum require 2 months of efforts if you want to do a TM consulting. More complex in nature, different configuration, different screens, different layouts, different technical object. Okay, the technical object at the back end, even the table you see in SAP SD is quite different than the way you see the tables and the entries in the table in SAP TM, right? So it's not that easy to grasp. That's where all SAP SD consultant, it become a must that you must upskill to SAP TM. Very good module to add on it for the SD consultant. But altogether, what I understand that if you are trained, if you know any SAP module, and if you have worked for almost 2 to 5 years on any SAP module, then after that you can jump into any another module because you have a consulting mindset, in your working, you have integrated with so many modules, you know a little bit of SD, you know a little bit of MM, other modules, then you can jump into any module. So SD expert is mandatory to move, but any another consultant, the functional consultant, if you're working into the MM side, or if you're working onto any other side, you can learn SAP TM and you can grow your career in TM. Now, the people who was asking question, Bhaiya, sir, I am in SAP MM. If I learn TM, how it will help me? In existing MM role, it will not help you, or it might be only be able to help you that if you are into a project where the TM is also there and MM and TM integration, you would be able to put a strong hand onto it, right? That kind of things you would be able to put strong hand onto it. Otherwise, after MM, if you're learning TM, what we will be looking forward that you want to grow your career as SAP TM consultant. If that is the choice, this will definitely help you out. If you are SAP TM end user, if you are SAP TM core users, go ahead with SAP TM course and start your consulting journey with SAP TM. If you're having a very good experience into the logistics execution, right? In the logistics side, if you have a very good experience, you can go ahead and learn SAP TM. If you have a deep experience in operations, transport management, you can go ahead and learn TM. For SAP expert, you can learn TM for the cross-module trainings also. As Rohan said, he started his journey without knowing anything onto the SAP other modules. He straight away started with TM. You can also straight away start with the TM, okay? But make sure you pack yourself with a lot of good efforts. He said he started with TM, but he has not told you how much of efforts he has put to learn it, to understand it. If you have that zeal, okay, if you have that commitment, if you can put that kind of efforts, you can also learn SAP TM, even from scratch also, okay? But sometime what will happen if you jump into it, sometime very freshers comes, right? Everybody have a different level of understanding. Sometimes very freshers jump into the course and they start learning SAP TM, and in between they find ki yaar, this has become very difficult. I'm not able to understand. Don't give up. Just reach out back to us. We'll again discuss with you. We'll again try to understand what is your requirement, and then we'll try to make your path corrected. Okay. Or if you want to present your case, okay, your specific case or mera ye experience hai, and then you let me know which module I should take it up. Then stay till the end of the session. I would be knowing a little bit more of your profile. I would be suggesting you. Or you can get connected with me over the Wednesday and Thursday calendar calls where I do the career counselings. So these are the people who would be able to go and easily grasp the TM and who would be able to learn TM. The one who wants to learn, the sky is the limit. You can learn anything, right? If you have a zeal, if you have a passion, and if you can put the efforts. Now, this is who should learn TN, but what is vehicle to success? How you would be able to become successful and able to consult an SAP TM. Sorry. So I will straight away, the full vehicle is the bundle which we have created for you. So I will take you to the bundle. So the link has been already provided to you. So when you take the bundle access, you get all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 courses you get it from us. It's a bundle of 11 courses from us. So in this, we are having this gamifier SAP S/4HANA TM. In the gamifier SAP S/4HANA TM, you would be getting the access to the live links that from where you would be able to join the live training links. The live recording, let's say the today's recording also will go under the gamifier. Okay, and the previous batch recording also, if you want to have a look, you would be able to check. Okay, you would be able to check that this is the last batch which we have done, all recordings for it. And this is the TM November 23 batch we have done. This is the June 23 batch we have done. If you want to jump ahead into any of the previous batch recordings also, we don't stop you. We give it everything to you, right? The current batch also will start it now, a new segment here. Under that, all the recordings would be there, right? And then we also have a TM Telegram group link. Telegram group access would be there. Telegram is a community. We have so many TM consultants are there, but they are the enrolled with Sastrageek. It's not an open community, it's a closed community of Sastrageek people who are learning TM, who have been enrolled in Sastrageek courses. From there also, you would be able to find it out a lot of issues when you face. In the previous batches, people have faced the issue. They already have a resolution. So you can go into the TM group and you can search a lot of resolution. You will get it from there. If you get stuck somewhere, try to find it out on your own. What can be the resolution? Put your question with your analysis, and then somebody other will help you out. Co-trainers, trainers, and the previous students also help you out. Many times within the same batch, students between themselves also help them out. We always prefer to have a study buddy. So once you start with it, you can go into this Telegram group and you can mention your scenario that you are working from this region, US, India, Australia, and you are looking, you have that many number of experience and you want to learn SAP TM and you are looking for study buddy. If anybody is interested, please send a personal message to me. So you can also find a study buddy and the two or three people, not three, two people together, become a study buddy and study together. Sometimes you just need someone to discuss with, right? And your things get resolved. So the study buddy is very effective. A lot of people, when you are experienced working into the projects, many times you will be losing the track to the goals which you have put it for yourself. But if you have somebody to discuss, monitor, if two people are working together for a goal, they are the chances to reach the goal are better. So the Telegram group also can help you to find your study buddies, right? We'll give you the assignments. You can download the assignment documents from here and you can submit the assignment documents. You can also submit your CV in this link. The multiple different links are available, which you would be able to utilize it. After the gamifier, we have some another product, ERP Server Access is there. ERP Server Access you will be getting for 3 months. This is not only the product, you will also find the videos also here, right? Where basically if you are finding some issues, finance mein issue aa gaya, the month end is closed, ab kya kare, right? So before you go and reach out to the trainer, before you go and reach out to the Telegram group, you should look in this product. We have put it a small video, the generic issues which you get it. Okay. The PP related, FI related, MM related, TM related, whatever the issue which we find that people find it, got it multiple times, we have put it small videos. Sometime even people will stuck here how to log in to the remote desktop. For that also the full help is available here. Step up circle is today we are doing this video, right? I understand कि भैया when you are learning something, sometime you need to learn another. Somebody was asking, sir, MM का session कब होगा? I want an overview of MM. There are so many videos, 200 plus hours of video I am providing you here from the step up circles. What are the things we have covered in step up circles? You will be able to find it out from here. Let's say you want to know a little bit more about APIs. So search here API. Okay, so there is a API overview sessions are there. Okay, so this is a 2 hour of session on API. You can just improve your API skills. I don't know what is bodies and what is BAPI, right? You want to know about BAPIs and body. There is again 2 hour session on BAPI and body. You want to know about the sales and distribution, the basics of sales and distribution. There is a class here. You want to know about AI, how AI will impact uh, there are so many things. There is also the impact of AI on SAP job market, how AI is going to impact. So many people ask me. Similar way, you want to know the public cloud, how the public cloud is different from the, okay, it's not available here. Overview of SAP S4 HANA Cloud. This is basically how the public cloud is different from the on-premise. A 2 hour session on it that is available. PPQM overview of available. If you want to know the Ariba overviews are available. That way, more than 200 plus hours of videos are available, which can be very useful for you. I want to know about the AATP. There is a session on AATP. So beyond TM, if you want to know so many other things, try to reach out to this. This is kind of a library to you, where so many topics are available to make sure that not only TM, you upskill beyond TM also. Then, Bhaiya, I want to prepare for the certification. So this is a certification help where the certification questions would be there, answers would be wrong. Our approach is you go through, you practice the question, you try to find correct answer by yourself. By going through the videos, by going through the books, we also provide you the SAP books, TM books. By going through the books, you try to find the right answer. Okay, that's where you also gain your knowledge. Otherwise, log baag go and they just do a rectification. They cram the things and they give the exam. That does not help anyone. Knowledge help, just not a badge that I am certified. Carry the badge with the knowledge, not the only badge. That's the concept. You can also get certified with the help of this product. Game of High Flyers is the success stories, the people who have trained with us and become successful. That success stories are available here. Fiori. Now, all the things after 2020 version would be happening on the Fiori. So I understand that you need to know a little bit better of Fiori. There's a new interface. I have created 10 to 12 hours of course only on Fiori. That is Fiori A to Z for functional consultant. We are giving complimentary this course. This is 10 to 12 hours. Anything a function consultant need to know about Fiori, you can go through this course. Whoever gone through this course, you know that why I give the course complimentary wherever I see, yeah, this has a lot of value, let's give them the complimentary. And whoever has gone through this course, they come back reading out that this was an amazing course. This need to be done by every consultant. I am giving it to complimentary to you. Don't take it कि भैया ये तो कुछ बकवास free का है. We are getting it does not have value. Just try to go through 2, 3 videos. You will find the value of this course. I'm giving it complimentary because I understand each every individual need to go understand the Fiori, not the technical part, but from functional also, there are a lot of things you need to understand with the Fiori. So that is a separate course which we have given to you. You want to prepare for the interviews, there's a separate product here that will help you to prepare for your interviews. Then for the data migration, if you want to upload the data into the MAS, you will need to use tools like HANA Migration Cockpit, LSMWs, right? All the trainings of these tools is there in this training. Again, this is additional 10 to 12 hours of course, which we give complimentary with the bundle. Okay. Then I have created by myself, I have created a lot of mind maps. I would be giving access to those mind maps, which I have created for TM, that all mind maps and a lot of content. This is my dream project. I was saying to you, right, that TM is so wide that I can cover it. We can cover it for 400 hours, but nobody has time and appetite for those 400 hours of training. And it is not required to become a consultant also. But when you are doing a consulting, then you have a lot of things comes up where you need help, right? That's what we are putting a content library here. A lot of things which comes in the future where you need a little bit more help. We have a content to support you, right? That is a content. Let me show you this one. I really love this product and we have worked a lot and we are still working on this product. So this is the, let's say this is a TM process. दिवाली का कूपन भैया ले लो चला जाएगा फिर मत आना कि सर डिस्काउंट नहीं है, right? So is it the right course I am into? I think so, yeah. So this is the SAP TM process is there. Let me take you to something better. Let's say this is the enterprise structure. Let's try to go through this one. Or TM enterprise structure. This is a mind map I have created for TM enterprise structure. Is a very detailed mind map showing you what is SAP TM, what kind of enterprise structure. This I have created, and even many places SAP screenshots also would be there, so that if you're going for an interview or some another place, you can quickly go through this mind map, and that by going through this mind map, you would be able to quickly recap all the things in your mind. That is the purpose of this mind map creation. What is the enterprise structure which will be required for different scenarios in SAP TM. So that kind of mind maps you will be getting it in this one. And then we are putting a lot of content. Let me go. These all are mind maps. These are the documents. Then what is freight unit type and building rules? So we have put it a content here. Okay. So what is freight unit type and what is freight unit building rules? You will see here. I will take it to you can click here, you can go into the full screen mode. Then you can go to the slide number 1 that is explaining you about the freight unit creation, rule, FUBR freight unit building rule, and the configuration in detail. A very detailed documentation with the process flow, then jumping into the SAP screen step by step. What are the things? What are the meaning of them? How you can go through the Fiori application. And then in the configuration, what are the things you need to do when you're defining the freight unit types? And so much details. What are the things? What is the meaning of them? With all the screenshots so that you can get you can get a little bit more help which you require. So that kind of, we are putting so many documents, so many documents. This is for PPF form. If somebody wants to understand the PPF form in a non-technical way, for that also we have put in the things with the screenshot. You would be able to understand the PPF processing framework structure. It is best viewed with this full screen mode. Okay. So that documentation we have added so that you would be able to understand PPF and where it is impacting. So many documentation, and we are still updating it. Every year we are adding and adding more value. We have not increased all this value we have put in it, but we have not increased our course prices, and the 20% discount is there. There is high chances that after a month or after 1.5 months, if you will come for the subscription, you need to pay 40% extra, because we are going to increase when this content library, which we are putting a lot of effort, will complete. We'll increase the course course prices by 20%. So if you come after a month, the same course, same bundle, might be you will be getting with the 40% more price you need to pay for it, because 20% right now discount is there and 20% is the expected price increase which has been recommended by our product teams, because so much of efforts has gone into it, and we have increased a lot of things, right? So that is the very good product into the bundle. Again, we are giving it complimentary with the bundle. You will not get anywhere. This content which I am showing you, I can put it onto the stamp paper. You will not get any part of the world. भैया सब कुछ कर लिया अब. How to prepare CV? How do I build CV? Because I need to go into the job market to build CV. I have created a course on the CV building. I'm giving you complimentary. It has a videos. You go through the videos. It has a reference CV. You prepare your CV and go into the market. And this is our dynamic course, which we are talking about. So what we do, we are giving the lectures from last 3 to 4 years, right? So we always keep on changing. Every batch we will be covering something new, or will be covering in little bit better way that we have covered earlier, right? When we started TM at that time, this mind maps was not there, right? Many things we were not covering it, but going on, we have added the things. So this is an extract of everything, right? Even for this batch also, if we do some sessions which is better than others, or if we cover any additional topic, would be going into this one. And this one, why I'm giving it to you, because I expect, Bhaiya, when you're coming for this course, you can go through this. You have full course. The day one of the subscription, you have full course, right, with you. And you're working in a project. Sir, in a project, I want to know something. I said in a course, it will come after 2 months. So you don't want to wait for 2 months, right? You can go into it. You can go through this. All assignments are also available. So this is top to down. If you want to go ahead, charge management, you want to know it now itself. You cannot wait it. So you can go through this section of the charge management to know today itself. That's why we are giving you the already recorded videos of the previous batches, this batch, and we also give you on top of it the live trainings. You would be able to go it multiple times, not even a single time, multiple times you would be able to go ahead with the live trainings with us. If you are joining this batch, next batch also, whenever we do it, you would be able to do it within a year. So we give you a subscription of this platform for a year. So within a year, whatever the batches we are doing it, if you want to revise the stuff, you are most welcome. No other institute is doing that. Okay, so you can join this bundle and you can get everything. And it's a good, the demo is happening now. Yeah, the Diwali discount is there. So you can get the Diwali discount and get it subscribed. Again, I'm saying, Bhaiya, if you might come after a month or 1.5 months, same thing might be at the 40% more price, because of the discount which is there today, and because of the price hike of 20% which is going to come. Price, you need to go and click on the link, and from the link you would be able to know the price. In the bundle, there is a link, and from the link you would be able to find the price. The buy now option is there. This would be the price. It can be different for the different countries, but this would be the price. When you log in from the country, based on the taxes applied on the country, the price can be a little different. Okay, that's what I want to cover it. That's what I want to cover it. Okay. Okay. So we have covered, I hope that would be answering what I am getting. 3 months of server access you will get. The 3 months of server access is a complimentary access. If you want server access beyond that point, you can subscribe again in the bundle of 3 months server access. You can get it again. Bhupender, can you let us know, maybe if you can put when we are starting the classes? I forgot, it is a weekend classes, if I remember right. It would be weekend classes. The resources, as Kumar, you would be able to access it for a year. Sorry, go ahead, Bhupender.
Yes, sir. I have shared class timings. We will start new batch from 10th of November and 6:30 a.m. And we have weekend batch every Saturday, Sunday. We have live session 6:30 a.m. IST.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the information, Bhupender. These all resources you will be accessed for a year. After a year, if your subscription has been expired, you want to renew it again, you can check the mention price, whatever the mention price is there of the product. And if you are a regular student, you would be able to resubscribe after a year, because the content we are building it up would be helpful for you for many years. And we have so many students who again subscribe because we have added so much of content. They resubscribe every year by paying 50%. Whatever the next year, if you want to resubscribe, whatever the product price is there, you can pay 50% and you can again resubscribe for another year. Okay. Server access for 3 months, rest all of the access you would be having for a year. Books would be shared by the vendor. We have a third-party vendor who would be sharing the books with you, and then books you would be able to download it. Okay. Yes, Sampath, you can extend the server access, but you need to pay for the 3 months. That is somewhere around $110 you need to pay. Then it will get extended for the 3 months. Okay, with that, we have also answered all of the questions which you had, and we look forward for you for the 10th of November to join the first session and make sure you get benefit out of the Diwali discount. Otherwise, if it is over, we'll not be able to help you out. I would like to recall the time which has been given by Rohan Jain. Rohan, we really appreciate that you come up for this session and you have given the overview. Thanks for bringing that time out over the weekend. We really appreciate.
Yeah, thanks, Parminder.
Sure, thank you. So, S. Kumar is asking, it's a one-time payment, online payment, one-time payment. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining. If you have any further questions, if you have any further doubts, you can feel free to drop a note to support@sastrageek.com. We also have a WhatsApp message. My team would be again quickly sharing it over the chat, and then you can save it with you, or you will also be getting the link of these recordings over the email, and you can check support@sastrageek.com or sastrageek.com/WA. You can reach out to us on the WhatsApp also. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week ahead and have a very happy Diwali. Bye-bye for now.